Yo, this is Juwan, and this is CYON, and this is an outlet for entrepreneurs to tell your story, to get in the know, to relieve your stress, to create your own narrative. Yo, it's Create Your Own Narrative, man. CYON. We're here with a special interview. We got all the moms, the best moms in the city. There we go. There we go. So we wanted to, I could do. Come on, fellas. Yeah. First of all, we want to have y'all introduce yourself, your name, how many children you have, and the gender of your children. Go ahead. Let's start with Ivanka.
Well, my name is Ivanka. I am a mother of two beautiful girls. They are 8 and 3.
I'm Chelsea. I am a new mom of a now 7-month-old.
I'm Kiwi. I have 2 boys, a 4-year-old and a 1-year-old.
I'm Jamie, a boy mom of 2, 3 and 7.
How do y'all like being mothers? How's that experience been for yourself?
A journey.
That pretty much sums it up.
Yeah.
A journey? Just a journey?
It's a journey.
Every day.
It's
A great
new.
journey, though. It has its ups and downs. I think being a mom is one of the best things in the world to do, but also one of the most challenging things to do. But it's beautiful being able to grow up with your kids, watch them grow, and being able to mentor them and being there by their side. But let's not get it twisted. It's a lot.
It's a lot.
It's a lot.
Anybody else?
It's definitely very rewarding. Me as a new mom, first-time mom, just to get to see my baby grow every day, the little things that she does, her little attitudes that she does, or she's starting to develop. But there are some nights where I'm exhausted. But the motivation is my child, so that's what really keeps me going.
That's real. Kiwi.
It's hard. I ain't even gonna lie. It's hard.
That was perfect. All right, so people who don't know, we got 2 little soldiers in the back. So my dog threw a little ball, like, I'm gonna get my attention somehow. So he's good. He good.
And they're staring at us.
Go sit down.
He good. I'm gonna get the ball for you. You good. Go ahead, Kiwi. Yeah, it is okay.
Mom life.
It's
Mom life.
live
It's a
and
mom
active.
It
life.
don't end.
It don't
end. But it's hard for sure. Nobody ever talk about the hard part. You balancing everything and still have to find you in the midst of it. So it's a journey for sure. It's definitely not for the weak.
Go ahead. Big dog. They already proved it.
Yeah, they pretty much covered everything. I think they covered everything on that one. They got that one.
All right, so I'm gonna ask you one question. When were y'all? How old were you when you found out you were pregnant? You feel me?
25.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was 21.
21.
Found out 22 and 27.
I think I was 22 for Jace, and then 25.
Why are you looking at me?
Somewhere up in there,
The
somewhere.
pregnancy range still exists.
But the first one was 22.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. What was your first thought when you found out you were pregnant? I'm gonna go
Can we curse?
left or right. Yeah, you can do whatever you want, actually. Go ahead.
Wait, what you asked?
Can
When
we
you
curse?
found-
Well, when I found out I was pregnant, I had a mixture of emotions because I was still in college. I got a Haitian mama. I wasn't married at the time. I didn't know how I was going to break it to her. I've always wanted kids, always wanted a big family. So I was excited, to be a mom, but, overcome with a lot of emotions, trying to figure out how I'm going to break the news, how I'm going to balance school, what's the next step going to be like, what's the next phase, how does the next phase of my life look like? So, but overall, I was very happy.
Okay.
Look, I'm talking about can we curse? Oh shit, it was my mind. Like, oh my God, are you kidding me? But no, it was definitely a lot of mixed emotions, excitement, curiosity, what's next. So I guess that's part of the curiosity. Really just trying to figure out how everything will be balanced because I'm also still in school. So my main thing was to finish school first and then have a child afterwards. But unfortunately, they say tell God your plans and watch him laugh. So God blessed me with a baby girl earlier, with still a year left in school. So really that was my main thing. But it turned out. It's working out, so.
Yeah.
I was scared. I hadn't already packed my bags, and before I even told my mama, I was scared. Yeah, I was scared. I was scared to tell Juwan. He thought I was playing.
Yeah,
Thought it was a joke.
I think I was laughing about it.
I was definitely scared. I wasn't excited at all in the beginning. Not when I find out.
I know he wasn't. I wasn't too whoa.
Hold on.
Life is on pause for a minute, boy. God damn. Life is on pause. Go ahead, Jamie.
For me with Braden, I actually had just transferred to FAU, and it was my first semester there, and I was just like, oh, no, this can't be right. I cried, and I'm like, this is not right. I went to FAU, like little clinic things. I'm like, the one I took at home didn't work. That wasn't right.
Let me go do another one.
And the lady's like, congratulations. I cried all the way down 95 back home. I was like, oh my God. And then I didn't know what to say, and like, I was just like, oh, okay. Like, it was very mixed emotions at the beginning because I was just like, I made it this far without any kids. I thought I was going to make it a little bit further. I'm like, I was in school. I am a pastor's daughter as of my senior year in high school. So then it's like, how do people at the church, going to be looking at me or whatever. But I told my boyfriend, we kind of just went to bed at first. We went to bed, and then then everybody else was like super excited, once we told them. But for me, initially, it was kind of like, what are we gonna do? This is going to change everything. But it was fine. My second, it was different.
Yeah.
Because it's
Once the
like,
second
you're a
one
little
kick in.
older, it's like, okay, yeah, we ready or whatever. So, yeah, it's different. It was different then.
I hit my second one for a little minute.
No one knew I was pregnant with Bray until I was about 5-6 months pregnant.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I told my mama, like, Christmas time, and at that point, I was like 5 months. Yeah.
You wrote it out. You wrote it out. All right, so y'all already established mom. So what's one word you could describe of the feeling of just being a mom if you had to describe it in one word? So Jamie, I'll start with you first since we already went that way.
Give me time to think.
Just one word.
One word to describe motherhood or being a mom? It's kind of hard to just say one word, though.
That's real.
It's kind of hard just to put it in just one word.
Explain why you think that so.
Because I can think of so many things, and it's just like, think of being a mom, and it's like the first thing you will say is like rewarding, but also like, I don't know, it's a blessing, because everyone doesn't have the opportunity to be a mom. So I guess I would say it's a blessing.
That's a good one.
That's good. Key.
I don't feel like, honestly, like you can describe being a mom in one word. Like that's just not something that's possible.
Because y'all superheroes.
Yeah, like we do it all. You know?
I give y'all
That
y'all
part.
superheroes. I give it to you.
Super
I had the kids for a weekend. I'd be stressed.
Yeah. I would honestly say a beautiful disaster at the same time. Beautiful because you have your child, but disaster with yourself because of what's happening as a result of your child. So
We're gonna get into that too.
If I had to describe it in one word, I mean, like Kiwi said, it's really hard to narrow it down to one word, but for the sake of the question, I would say beautiful, because even in the struggle, there's beauty. So it's beautiful.
That's for real. Okay. We're gonna talk about postpartum.
Good job.
Postpartum. We're gonna go down the line. Cause I had to do my research, bro. 'Cause I couldn't take it no more. I'm like, this motherfucker's tripping, bro. I don't know what's going on, bro. Like,
and even no amount of research, you're still not
I couldn't even understand it. But what I respect or what she did do is broke it down to me and explained to me what she was going through. So I give her flowers on that. So we're gonna go down the line. We're gonna ask, did you go through postpartum? And on a scale of 1 to 10, how bad was it?
With my first pregnancy, I went through postpartum. On a scale of 1 through 10, it was about a 20.
20. Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I'm still actually going through it, kind of more so at the tail end, I would say. But in the beginning, it was rough. Like, you said 20, I say 100. Like, it was rough.
Yeah, I went through postpartum both times. The first one, a little past a little 100. The second one, I'd say about a 4. I kind of learned how to cope with it well after the first one, so I kind of know how to get through it. Still in it, but I'm coping.
I think just because you don't really know what it is and it looks different for everybody, that you kind of don't know that you are experiencing or going through postpartum. Like for me with Braden, I probably didn't even notice until later on down the line, like as time went on, and it's like, okay, when I look back, it's like, oh yeah, like, but in the moment, I just didn't know. I just like, okay, maybe this is just
like, what's wrong?
Because I'm a new, just baby, because it's new, you know, whatever. With Bryce, I would say not so much. He's a pandemic baby, so I think we were already kind of like, everybody was kind of going through, you know, a change. Oh my God. Oh my God.
Come on.
Pandemic baby.
Oh my God.
You heard this though. Y'all talking about me, bro.
Oh my God.
Hey, that was funny. That was funny.
Bryce, come on. Just come on, Bryce.
Go, come on, bro.
Come on.
Come on.
You better. Being silly. I'm sorry, guys.
Nah, you good. Best question is, I know we all, because we dealing with 2 people. And you have a kid, so you got man and woman. What ways can you help the man, I guess, help you out? Be able to give you a helping hand and helping you heal through this process? The floor, y'all go
What
whenever
way
y'all want.
we can help?
No, what way can the man help?
Oh, so
y'all?
like advice.
Yeah,
basically.
what advice can you give us men so we can help y'all?
Well, first of all, I would say to approach the situation with grace.
Definitely.
It's a lot, and it's hard to explain. Even sitting here having a conversation, no amount of words can ever describe like what we go through when we're going through postpartum, how it feels or whatever. So it's just one of those things you would have to experience to even understand it. So, you know, with, you know, a partner, like, he just has to have grace coming into the situation, understanding it's a bunch of hormones, imbalanced hormones going on. It's a lot of one minute you're up, you're down. It's a roller coaster. So, I mean, I'll let them say something, but for sure, just grace.
Yeah, that's really, honestly, truly what it is, having that grace, because of the simple fact that in that moment, it's like for women, as soon as the baby exits your body is literally like, it's like everything just drops. It's like gravity, like comes down. So it's like you're getting a rush of everything at one time. And of course, it may take a little time for it to set in, because throughout those whole 6 weeks, of course, you're not allowed to do anything. Why? Because that's your body literally trying to come back from having a human growing inside of you. So in that sense, from a man's standpoint of view, you know, sometimes guys, y'all will want, you know, a little more affection here and there and whatever. And as moms, especially new moms, you may get caught up in, okay, right now I need to focus on what my baby needs. Like, I'm learning this baby just as the baby is learning me. So it can be a point in time where guys may feel like you're lacking this from your partner. But like you just stated, Grace, like, okay, you know, I understand this is what she's going through. Let me figure out how I can help her better in this situation so then we can be better in the long term. But we all human, so of course, you know, you got your little selfish feelings that get in the way.
We learning.
Not too much to them.
Not to say, and it's not bad because we're human. So of course, you know, as a man, you're gonna want that natural, okay, this is my girl. But don't get us wrong now. We're also mourning that too, because we're mourning our old selves as well as we're mourning how can we like, dang, okay, I got a baby. I gotta figure out how to make my man happy still.
I still gotta cook.
You still gotta do this stuff. And it's not to say that it's bad, but it's like you want to do these things, but a part of you is just like, you just like, I can't do it. Like, I'm still stuck on my, right, how do I balance it? Also, it's not to say that it's a problem. We want to do these things, but you know, we're still battling and dealing with the birth of a child and getting used to that child. So.
I feel like just like how the guys are learning, like, we still learning too. And guys got to be very open-minded when you give birth to a kid. No matter how many kids you have, you can have a whole football team. You still learning each child because you adding on to your football team. So you got balance all them kids.
I ain't having no football team, so I'm good.
Go, right?
You stick with my two. I'm done. I'm tired. Go ahead, Jamie. Oh, you wait for the question, see? I said, what was the question?
How can our partners help us
Go through postpartum.
deal with
it.
Covered everything.
See?
Yeah.
See?
Like, seriously, I really do. I think kind of just grace and being understanding and kind of like asking more questions. It's like, you know, what is it that you need today? You know, because every day may not look the same.
Right.
And it's like, you know, is it anything you need from me? Like, I may just need you to let me go take a shower in peace. You know, like, well, I can just spend as much time as I want to without nobody else in the bathroom. So it's like...
The small things.
So it's like, or just let me go to the store by myself. Just those few minutes or just that moment together drive. You know, so I think communicating and, you know, just saying like, I can't help you in terms of like make you feel better because I can't control that. But I can't, like, what within my powers, what can I do to alleviate whatever is bothering you or help make it easier?
Yeah, just little gestures. Definitely little gestures. Even like giving flowers or something like that. You know, like, oh, okay, let me go. What? You ain't the flower girl?
Listen.
No.
All right, man.
Okay, so for those women.
This is a blooper, real talk. I gave Kiki flowers probably like 20 times. All 20 times.
Okay, well, if she doesn't like flowers, then that's different.
See, I'll put you on that. Give me the money instead.
Okay. Right, like. That's all about knowing your person. So if you know that you don't like you, no. But if you know like your partner is into those little gestures, or like just cooking a meal, or like just coming home with this, or you know like just taking a baby or whatever the case may be, then those little things can help a lot.
I agree. Well. I think fellas think we be thinking fast and big picture too much. So sometimes just zooming in on the small things, I guess.
Yeah, you don't.
Helps us.
Because sometimes it's the small things that really matters to us or certain females. I'm not gonna say everybody. The small things, you know, some people want the big things, but then you got people.
Just want the little things.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The little smooths through the cracks.
Yeah.
I bet people. Nah, Kiwi be doing her job. I give her credit. How important is it to you to have two parents have a healthy relationship for the child? How important is that?
I think it's really important because it helps you and the child like be able to stay. You don't necessarily have to be in a relationship to make your child happy, but I definitely think that having a good co-parent relationship is really good for your child so that your child doesn't feel like one person is missing out of my life. Even if you don't live together, it just having that connection for that child is really important. And not only the child, like you gotta have a relationship with you and your partner or your co-parent as well, just so it don't feel weird. You know?
What you mean weird? Go ahead, for real, bro. I be thinking the same thing. Like I can't imagine like being weird to somebody I had a kid with. Like it's kind of trippy. Like
You'll be surprised.
It happens.
You'll be surprised.
It happens for sure.
It happens. It's very easy for it to
Every
happen.
guy is not a stand-up guy, so
stand up,
unfortunately.
Next, Banker, I'm coming for you.
I think it's very imperative for children to have both parents in their lives for many reasons. The list is too long, to be honest, but there are certain things that a mom can't teach their daughters, their sons, and there are certain things that a father can't teach their daughters or sons. Children are not meant to be raised alone. It's a team. It's a village, even beyond the mother and the father or whatever. So that's important. That's why it's important to have that supportive system. We have to come together as parents and be there for our kids because it is our duty to oversee them. God gave us the opportunity He trusted us to borrow these kids because they're not ours. So we're borrowing them and we have to do Him justice. He sees us fit to see this little person from yay high to, even after they become adults. So that's something that we shouldn't take lightly. And it's a partnership. We have to come together and stick together, whether, like Kiwi said, whether you're, together or not. Like, we got in this together. We got to finish it together. It's a teamwork from start to finish. And it's just important to have these kids have healthy lifestyles that they don't have to heal from as adults. So
I like that.
It's very important.
Chelsea. Yeah, she killed that. Man. She killed that. And I like that.
But no, it is very important for children to have both of their parents because it does show when that child does get older. It shows a lot. And it may not be, not necessarily on a negative curve, but it does show. So it's very important.
I like that. See, we're gonna raise some families in here. We're gonna get it going. It's the best question I got, I think. What relationship, what foundation are you trying to build for your kids? I know some people are comfortable with just, I don't want to say like just living like regular, but leaving a legacy. You feel me? I know, Jamie, all of you are basically entrepreneurs. You feel me? So you're building the foundation. How does that feel for yourself, knowing that you're building something to leave behind for your kids? Because you're building a legacy, especially all of y'all. Key, you go first.
Why I gotta go first?
You gotta go first. You always gonna go first. You lucky I was about to make you go first every single time.
Oh my gosh.
I told you this is your interview.
So I should not be asking the questions? No, but you said how I feel?
Yeah, how you feel? Knowing that you especially like breaking generational curses, you feel me? It's different. You feel me? We're in a different time. Y'all doing different things that our moms probably didn't do. You feel me? So knowing that y'all setting a different trend, how does that feel?
So, okay, for me, I grew up differently. I grew up in a separate household to where starting now that I'm older, I feel like my parents are just now trying to get themselves together and just now trying to leave something for my kids. It's past me now. So now it's... Sorry. So now it's just my kids. But for me and Juwan, who also has something going on for his stuff too, I feel like it is definitely a generational curse that we are both breaking for sure. not saying that our kids are gonna grow up and be like these superstars or these like celebrities or anything. but I mean, our kids definitely will have something
For sure.
if either one of us leave this earth, God forbid that, but our kids definitely gonna be left with something, and I'm feeling very more comfortable with that, being that I didn't have that until now that I'm 28 years old. So I feel good.
Feel good.
I feel good.
Chelsea, go ahead.
Really, for me, of course, generational wealth. Between my child's father and I, definitely doing a great job.
Facts.
Great job on both ends. And so just having that instilled motivation for her, that's really my main goal. Because there are certain things that I experienced, not necessarily with myself, but maybe just like my parents overall, that I'm like, yeah, I may do these things differently when I have my own child. So now that I do have my own child, not to say that, you know, my mom or whatever, she did an amazing job raising me. And so to piggyback off of what she instilled with me, plus minus, you know, little things that I may change, it would definitely be to make sure that my daughter knows that she is always loved and that nothing in this world can stop from what she wants to do. Like, no one can close the door. Only her and God need to walk that journey, and that's how it needs to be.
I like that. Jamie?
For me, I would say, for me personally, my parents had me very young. So my dad was on a football scholarship in college, and my mom ended up having me right after she graduated. So just watching them, how they just grinded the last, all these, like, I'm 30 now, but just how, like, they're able to now, as I'm 30, really, like, flourish and live off everything they've done. Like, from the time I would say 3 is when my mom bought her first property. And so then my dad bought his, and then once they got married, they continued to build off that. So, like, between my brother and I, in between the legacy that they built, we have several properties and businesses, you know, that are part of what we have. But then when I had Braden, my dad felt like it was important, once I finally told them about Braden, you know, we went on and bought a house that was for Bray.
That's real.
So then when it was time for Bryce, it was the pandemic, but I'm like, okay, well, the same thing we did for Bray, got to do for Bryce. So I ended up getting the property for Bryce. So not only the house that we live in, like, that's something separate, but for my children, you know, and try to keep adding on. And this is something different for, like, my boyfriend, because his family isn't the same.
Yeah,
so he
that,
has
right?
lots of goals that he has for the boys and things that we're working on together. But like Chelsea said, piggybacking off what your parents did already, and it's like, you know, seeing things and how you want to navigate and move differently and add to that, it's pretty much been my goal, to continue to acquire things and have things, you know, like, give them that silver spoon life.
Exactly.
You know, like,
ain't no
to give them
That's
right. Yeah, to give them that, like, whatever you want, like, it's no limits on it. Like she said, like, so for my kids, it's like, you know, we made in the kids' mind, they don't know, because we spoil these kids, even if you say, like, oh no, not this time or whatever. Like, these kids have so much stuff. So they already think you have so much already. So it's like, once they get older and all the work that you've done from now until they get, you know, to their 18 and 30, you know, and then they have all this stuff that you've done over the last 18, 20 years, you know, it's like, okay, I'm really living living a good life. Yeah. So that's pretty much.
Keep them from getting in trouble too.
Yeah, and that's a lot of times in our community, you know, in our community, that's the problem when they get a certain, especially having boys.
Facts.
At a certain age, it's like, okay, I got to get me some money.
Exactly.
But if money is not an issue,
You want to look for it.
no, like money's not an issue. Like if I want shoes, if I
go
want
get it.
clothes, if I want go places, I can do that. Like all I have to do is ask. But that's where our community, a lot of times, kids, young boys, that's when they start looking for. They need some money, so they start doing other things. So if you can find ways to have that for them and kind of foster their skills and abilities early, then they won't have, they kind of navigate a little bit better.
We
Right.
finna save some families in here today, man. So, go ahead.
I mean, for me, it feels, amazing being able to do things that my parents didn't do. My parents were immigrants. They came from Haiti. They started from scratch. They had nothing. So me and my siblings navigating through things, we didn't have a blueprint to anything, to going to college, to starting a business. So everything that I had to learn on my own, or find the resources, or find the person who could teach me. I couldn't say, hey, Mom, can you help me with financial aid? Or, hey, Dad, can you help me with whatever? So to be able to see my parents start from scratch and literally have nothing, and be able to, pick up where they left off, essentially, is very rewarding or whatnot. And I take parenting very seriously. Like I'm a visionary, so I think like long term. So even in college, before having kids, I open savings accounts for my kids. I have 4 savings accounts. I don't know where the other 2 kids coming from. But, just doing little things like that. When people were getting their refund checks and spending them, I was putting them into accounts for my kids. Like I'm thinking like long term for them or whatnot, or, buying land for them and stuff or whatever, just making sure that they're straight. And, my husband being in the military, their school paid off for. So between my husband and I, whatever avenue my kids want to go to, whether it be military, entrepreneurship, college, like we got everything down packed. So it's like, we got the blueprint for y'all. You don't need to go anywhere else. And if we don't know it, we know who to go to or whatnot. But essentially, even beyond, all the material things or generational wealth, which is important, essentially, I just want my girls to be happy. I told my daughters, it don't matter what you do. You could be a toilet cleaner. We're going to call you a sanitation manager or whatever, spruce it up. But I want you to be happy, and I want you to do the best. I want you to be the best at whatever you do. So that's really the main thing that I'm trying to instill in them, as far as breaking generational curses, or gaining generational wealth. You can have all these nice things and legacies or whatnot, but if you're happy, it really means nothing. If you're not happy, it means nothing.
Facts. Well, I got one last question for y'all. Then we're going to wrap it up. What is the best advice you could give someone who's having their first child?
You're never ready.
That's good.
You're never going to be prepared.
Never going to be prepared. And it don't matter how many kids you have. Every child is different. Every situation is circumstantial. You're just never ready.
Ever.
It's rewarding, it's beautiful, but you're never ready. I don't care how many workshops, I don't care what your mama say, I don't care how many kids you got, you're never ready.
Can't nobody tell you about your kids. Can't nobody tell you how to raise your kids.
That's keeping number one rule. Yeah, nobody tell me I read my kid. They ain't pushing you, big dog. You big dog. That's funny, bro. Y'all are great moms from everything that I know about y'all, and y'all are definitely putting a legacy for y'all kids. So we're gonna give y'all another hand clap, brother. And thank y'all. I know if it
No.
Stay. They turn in the back. But as mommies at their finest, bro, y'all always doing the job. So I love y'all, man. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you.
Y'all just let me get $1 each before y'all leave. And then we good. No, I appreciate y'all for real. So anything else y'all want to say on the camera? Y'all can say whatever y'all want. You gonna say something? Keith? I'm just playing. I'll leave it alone. All right, sign it out. Keith, you gotta sign it out. Say yo, CYON. We'll talk to y'all next episode.
Yo, it's CYON, and we'll talk to y'all next episode. Thank y'all for tuning in. Mom's Club.
You guys,
TR.